Hi everyone, welcome to Shark AI. My name is Chandan Saswat, and in this video I am going to discuss about the basic Python. So as I have already recorded the advanced Python, which you can always see in my video list, and I was also getting some of the requests for making the videos for basic Python. So this is the video I am dedicating for basic Python. Okay, so let's start with the Python, the basic things. What is Python basically? So, Python is actually a high level, interpreted, and general purpose dynamic programming language that focuses on code readability. Okay, it generally has a small programs when compared to Java and C. So, and uh, Python is also like very popular nowadays. If you have not seen the growth of the Python, then I'll definitely show you that how the Python has grown in the previous years. So if I'll take just this one, so as you can see that Python in the recent years is the most demanding language, and also the Python is very easy to learn. Okay, because the code as you compare to the Java and C, Python is a most simplest language. What are the some advantages of Python is like it has a presence of third-party modules. That means that many modules are available which you can integrate with your code. Then you have extensive support of libraries like we have pandas, numpys, and then it is the open source and it has a large active community base. So that is also giving us a most um, which is also giving us the advantage. It is versatile, easy to read, learn, and write, user friendly, high level language. So these are some of the advantages of the Python. There are much more advantages what I'm telling to you, but yeah. So you'll definitely ask me how we have several uh, interfaces, so which one to use for Python coding. So if since we are discussing about data analytics and the machine learning thing, so we will be executing all this code in the Jupyter notebook. So you will definitely ask me that how to install this Jupyter notebook and all. So search for Anaconda software. Since I'm using the Mac, so if you have a Windows, search for the Anaconda software and install it. Okay, Anaconda, download, you will definitely get it, Anaconda, from the distribution, and you can always download the software. So once you will install it, okay, it will, and when you'll open, you can see a screen like this. Just click on the Jupyter notebook and click on the launch, and you will be redirected to a browser, and it will open like this. Okay, the application, then you just click on new Python 3. Okay, and it will create a uh, new page or new console for you. So since I have already opened here, so this is how. And suppose you have to install some of the libraries which are not available. So suppose we always have a pip command for doing this. So suppose we have to install the pandas. So you can always run these commands, pip install pandas. Okay, whenever you have to install some of the libraries which are not available, okay, you can always take a reference from the internet, like how to install pandas in Jupyter notebook. So you will get a reference from here, like what to write in the console. Conda install pandas. If you are using the pip, then pip install Django, conda install pip. Okay, so this is how we install the libraries: pip install pandas, pip install numpy. Okay, and if you want to give the version, you can always give the version also for installing One more thing is like when you open the Anaconda, so you can see here the home, environments, learning, and the community. So environment is where we are installing everything. So if I am doing this pip install pandas, then pandas will be installed in my environment. Okay, so these are my environment names, that base root. This is the new environment which I created. This is the MLP which I created. So this is all the libraries which you have installed. You can see here. So if I search for pandas, so you can see the pandas is already installed. And what is the version of it? So 1.3.4. Okay, in the base. In the new environment, if I want to see, okay, let's not open this, otherwise it will take time. Just a sec. Okay, I'm just moving to the base root. So this is the way you can always you can create some more environments, and you can see here what are the packages installed. Okay, so what is the use of it? So basically when we will see the machine learning things in at the time of training and the prediction, we will definitely see how to create the environments, because for the prediction we will be using the Django for Django APIs. So we will definitely be seeing that how to install the libraries in the Python environment, and then how to do the prediction and all. So at the time when we'll do this machine learning things, we'll definitely see. But right now this is important to understand that in the whenever we are installing something, where it goes. I mean, it get installed into the Python environment. And now once it is installed, we have this available. Okay. Second thing is that we'll just see what are the data types available in the Python. So Python has data types like text type, string, numeric type. So you can always refer this one, uh, data types in Python. So you can see that numeric types we have int, float, complex. Sequence type we have list, tuple, mapping, set. Okay. So these are the data types available in the Python. Okay. So in the Jupyter Notebook, you have to understand something, that what is the difference between a Jupyter Notebook and other Python interfaces like PyCharm. That PyCharm executes the Python code from the first line to the last line. So it will not give you a flexibility to run any part of the code. But in the Jupyter Notebook, it gives you a flexibility to run the code part by part. And you know, when you are executing with 2 lakh or 10 lakh of record, and when you execute from the first line to the last line, then it will definitely take a lot of time when you are creating your own model at the training time. So in the Jupyter Notebook, it gives you a flexibility where you can run or execute the code cell by cell. Like I'll give you an example. Like if I'm writing here the print test, okay, test, and I'm writing this is also print test, okay. So when I'm executing here, you can see that it does not affect this one. Okay. Okay, Jupyter Notebook, we will understand a little bit about the Jupyter Notebook. So how do you run a cell? So you can see here the run. When you press run, it will run this cell and goes to the next cell. Okay. And if you want to run it by a shortcut, then the shortcut is shift enter. Okay. Shift and enter. It goes shift enter. Okay. Suppose you want to delete this cell. Okay, what are some of the options we have? Like you can always save as. Okay, you can download this one, all your code. Okay, you want to delete a cell, then you can always delete a cell. You can always do with cell up, cell down. Okay, you can always insert a cell below. I want a new cell here below it, then you can always, okay, cell below, you can always add a cell below. So wherever you want, you can add a cell. Okay, the kernel. So this one is very important. So kernel is basically when you are running some program, okay, you are running some program and it got stuck or something, then you can always restart it. Okay, interrupt, you just click on the interrupt and the execution will stop, okay, for that cell, not the whole. So, and you can always restart. Once you do the restart, I'll give you an example. Like if I'm writing here the print text, okay, I executed this one, I executed this one, I'll go with restart. It's saying that the do you want to restart the current kernel, just go on the restart. And okay, maybe you have not noticed this one, but if I press it again, restart, you can see that it's saying that kernel initializing, and then it is saying that kernel restart. So it got restarted. Okay, output will be here, but you can see that earlier the cell execution was 9 and 10, but after restarting the execution is first and second, so it started from the initial one. Okay, restart and run all cells. So when you want to uh, run all the cells by restarting, you can do this. Shut down. Okay, so other Jupyter books, if you are running so many programs, then you can always restart. I'm just clicking on this and shut down, so it will just shut down that program. Okay, shut down the uh, this Jupyter instance. Okay, so these are the things, and this is for the saving the file. Don't forget to save every time when you're doing something, because sometimes autosave doesn't work here. And you can always rename your things here. Okay, you can give any of the name. So this is the Jupyter notebook. Now we'll see that how many data types are there in the Python. So let's see how many data types are there in the Python. So I'll show you that Python data types. So you can see that we have now text type as string, numeric type int float complex, sequence type list tuple range, mapping type dictionary, set type set frozen set, bool, binary types, and none types. Okay, so let's start some of the code. Okay, so int type. Okay, so suppose you have a Python, you don't need to write anything. You can directly assign any variable. You can assign any of the value to the variable directly. Like in other programming language like JavaScript and all, you have to write this var x is equals to and something. But in the Python, you can directly define x is equals to 2. Okay, and for printing, we have to just type print and x. But in the shell, you can always execute it in a different way. I'll just tell you, just see the how it is printing. So this is 2. Okay, and if I just leave this one and just I press x, okay, so this will also do the same thing. Print, what print is doing, the same thing the single value will also do. Okay, you can also write like this x, and it will give the value of x when you are executing to a cell. Okay, and how do you know the type of x? So type of x, so you can see here the type of x is int. Okay, if I change this to a type 2.0, then it got changed to the float. Okay, so as we have mentioned how many data types are there, so you can see that int float complex, if I mention this x as 1 plus 2i, okay, maybe j, yeah. So this is also the complex. So we have studied, I think, in complex types in our schools. So how do we define the complex type? So you can always do this in the Python complex data types. The list is okay. Suppose something is there like x is equals to list contains the uh, data. Okay, give you an example. Okay, so as you can see that list can contain the different data types. These are the int values, this is the string values. So this is actually called a list. So anything you are writing inside this brackets, square brackets, so that represents a list. Okay, and anything you are representing like inside the brackets, so this represents tuple. Okay, so if I execute this, it is second. So tuple is immutable. So immutable means you cannot add any values to the tuple and you cannot delete any values to the tuple. Okay, so this is immutable. But list, dictionaries, these are mutable. You can always insert the records, you can always delete the records. Okay, so we'll see every operations. So now it comes to dictionary. So dictionary comes with the key value pair. Okay, so key is like I'm writing here like I has a, suppose you have I value 1. Okay, and j value as 2. Okay, so you can see that this is a dictionary. This is the way of writing to a dictionary. So this is the key value pair. Okay, so this is the key and this is the value. You want to see the value of I, then it is 1, right? So this is the way of calling, and we will see in the later example that how all these things works. I'm just explaining here the data types. Okay, it is saying the range. So range is, you can say that range is 0 to 5. Okay, oh, not sure it will print or not. Okay, it should be, otherwise. But if you want to see here, you can always write here the range of 6 and the type will be range. Okay, data type of this. Actually, we have to go for a iteration, so I'll show you this one later, that how this range works. Okay, so basically these are the data types which we are going to use. So now we will see that what are the reserve keywords in the Python. So we'll just search for it, the reserve words in Python, because we cannot take every word in Python. There are some reserve words. So we'll see that what are the reserve words in Python. So let's see that. Okay, so these are the reserve words in Python which you cannot use as a variable. Okay, so you can see that and this is logical operator, except, lambda. You can check this one in my advanced Python tutorial. Then import, del, diff, continue, class. Some of them are not here like zip. Okay, so these are the reserve keywords in the Python. Okay, and we'll see when we'll do the coding that uh, how to use these reserve keywords. Okay, now we'll see the operators in Python. Okay, what are the operators available? So arithmetic operators we have like a Python arithmetic operator. So Python arithmetic operator is like for adding two things we use the addition. You can always go for a plus b Okay, subtraction we have, plus we have, minus also we have. Okay, subtraction. For multiplication we have star. We'll see these things. And then we have for division, okay, this one. And then for module we have percentage. So module is basically if you are dividing something, suppose you are dividing 4 by 2, if remainder is nothing, then the condition is true. Like 4 divided by 2, if I am giving a condition equals to 0, so this is true because we do not have any remainder. So 4 divided by 2 represent here the remainder. If I am writing here the not equals to 0, so that is not true. Okay, for exponent we use this star star. Okay, and floor division we use it as double this one. Okay, now the comparison operators we have. If we are comparing something, then if the two are equal, then double equals to. If not equals to, then this is how we write not equals to. Also we write this one. Okay, for not equals to, both are true. And then this is less than, greater than, less than equals to. Okay, greater than equals to, so less than equals to, and greater than equals to. Yeah, so these are the Python comparison operators. Assignment operator, so if value you are assigning a to b, then we use that equals to. Okay, plus and add. So you can also write c plus and equals to. Okay, we are adding something to some number and equals to that number, so we use this one. Okay, suppose we are writing c is equals to c plus a. C plus a. So another way of writing it is c plus is equals to a. So this is the same thing what I am writing here. So this and this are same. Okay, this is the way of writing. This is absolutely okay if you are writing this, you are not writing this. Okay, there is no difference between these two. So same thing like for uh, plus equals to, minus equals to, okay, divide equals to. So everything, these things are same. Okay, then it comes to the uh, binary operators is like and. We also write and. Okay, or. These are the actually your logical operators. uh, this is and, or, not. Okay, so these are the logical operators. This one I think we have used in our pandas tutorial, so you can always refer that. If we are checking some of the contents, if something is available or not available, then we use in, and something is not, then not in. Okay, so anything is a reserved keyword, you can see it is coming here as a green. Okay, okay, if I'm writing it as small, it is coming as. Okay, so you can see these are the reserved keywords. Okay, and we also write like this one and. Okay, or we also write like this one. Okay, so you can see the color is changing here. So these are the way of writing and or, not in, is, not in. So these are the things available for operators. Okay, and now let's see some of the operations. So we'll start with string, that will be good. So suppose we have a string str is equals to a b c d e f g h I j. Okay, so this is the string we have, and I'm executing this cell. So as I have already said you, so this is the assignment operator. So when we are writing this is equals to this, that means now string has this value. Okay, so this is the use of equals to operator. Okay, also what you can do is like you can also assign multiple values like str1, and you can also give a value here. Okay, 1 2 3. Okay, so if I print str1, and you can see it is giving me the value of 1 2 3. Okay, so this is the way of assigning multiple values to the multiple variables. Okay, this is a way of assigning. You can absolutely assign one values. Okay, and here the str is equals to, if you have two variable like str1 is equals to, actually this is the reserve keyword, so str2 str1 is equals to this. So if I print str2, you can see the same value. If I'm printing the str1, you can also see the same value. So these are the two methods assigning the multiple variables the values. So suppose I am just using here the str1 is equals to this one. Okay, so slicing is slicing you can always do with the string. So suppose so if I'll show you that str, let's print the str1 value. So this is that. So now if I print str1 and 0, so you can see that it is returning me the value a. So if I ask you what is the index, so index is always starts from 0. So your a is placed at index 0. Okay, index always starts from 0, not from 1. So a is at 0th position, b as first position, c as second position. So whenever you will write that I need the value of 0th position, so it is returning a. Okay, I need something from second, then it is returning c, because c is in the uh, second index. Okay, so this is the way of slicing or getting the values based on the index in a string. Okay, second thing is, suppose I want a slice, I just want to slice the string whatever available between 2 to 5. So I can always slice a string between 2 to 5 from the index 2 to 5. Oh, actually str1. Okay, so it's saying CDE. So as you can see, the index 2 is C, so starting from 2, so C, the third one is D, and the fourth one is E. So actually it's not considering the value of fifth one. Okay, it is just printing the value from second, third and fourth. Okay, 2 to 4 values. If I write here str1 between 1 to 3, so you can see that first and the second index value it is printing. So the first one is B and the second one is C. So it is printing those values. Okay, another one is str1, and suppose I'm starting from second and I just want to go till last. Okay, so basically this 2 to 5, this is the start index and this is the end index. So starting from 2 value and go till the fifth. So here if it is blank, then we are starting and going to the last value. So you can see here that it is starting from the second one, that is C, and going to the last. Okay. And the same thing applies for the starting value. If not present, then it will consider from the zeroth index and it will go to the mentioned index. Okay. I can also do str1 into 2. So you can see it is just giving us twice the value of string 1. Okay. You can always do this str1 plus tsd. Okay. So you can see that it just concatenated this value. Okay. And if I want to just concatenate 1, so you can see that can only concatenate string, not into a string. Okay. So since this is a string and this 1 is the int value, so you cannot concatenate it. The data type should be same. So if I just add this one and make it as a string, so you can see that we have this string and adding 1 to it. So this is how the string operations are there. Okay. The same it works in the list also. Okay, so if I have a list, list 1 is equals to 1 2 3 and 4.0 and 5. Okay, so I have this list, and the same how we have used the slicing in the string, we can always do this here. Okay, list 1 and 0th index, it will give us the value of 1. And if I say that list 1 of 1 2 3, then it will return me the 2 and 3. Go to the thing at the end. So it is starting from first and going to the fifth. Okay, I'm just doing this list 1 and 2, and you can see it just added all the values twice. Okay, and you can always list 1 plus 1 2. Okay, so you can see that it added the 1 and the 2 value at the last. Okay, the slicing always works in the tuple also works in the same, so that you can play around with tuple, how it works. Okay, dictionary or key value pair. So if something you want to pick from the dictionary, so suppose I have a dic is equals to, I'm just writing here the 1 and the value is 1, and 2 and the value is 2. Okay, so I just want to fetch the value of 1. Okay, so I'll just pass it as dic of the key value of 1, so it is returning me as 1, as 2, it is returning me as 2. Okay, and if you directly write here, okay, this 2 is, I have to execute this. Yeah, if I write here directly the value, so you can see it's saying that it's not present. So always you have to give the key values for searching it. Okay, so now we'll see the functions available in list. We'll start with the list and then we'll see the dictionaries and all. So list, I have created a list here. Now we are going to see uh, how to use the list available functions. So the first function which we are going to use is append. So I have this lst and I just want to add another value in this list, okay, in the last. So dot, actually I have not executed this cell, so let's execute and then dot tab and it will say that append. Okay, and I'm just appending a value. Oh, just appending a value like geo. Okay, and I'm printing this lst, so you can see, actually it should be added like this. Okay, so you can see here this geo added at the last of the list. Okay, so this is how this append works. It adds the value in the last. Now we'll see the insert. How does it work? So insert is, we have to give the position of the index where we want to add and then the element, the value. So lst dot, I'll just write insert. Okay, insert, and I'm giving the value as 2 and I'm adding a value of 30. Okay, so in the position 2, in the index 2, I'm adding a value 30. So as you can see that this is the 0th index, this is the first index, and in the second index I am getting a value of 30. So this value we have added. So this is the difference between this append. It adds the value in the last. Insert, you can always insert any value at any index. Okay, now extend. So lst ext is equals to, I'm just creating another 1 2 and 3. So this is the another list, and we just want to merge all this lst elements to the this lst list. So let's see that lst dot extend, and we'll write lst underscore ext. When we'll see this lst, you can see that in this lst values we just appended the values of this lst dot extend. So 1 2 3. So you, when you want to add more than one values, you can do it like this. Okay, another function is sum. So since this is the different data types, so you want to do the sum. So lst dot ext dot sum, since all the values are numeric. Okay, actually sum is not that, sum and then lst. Actually you can see that when I have written this lst, since lst has a different data types, so it's saying that unsupported operand int and string. But as you can see that lst string, lst underscore ext, so it is giving the value of sum of this. So you can see here I'm getting 1 2 3 and the sum of this is 6. Okay, another one is pop, you can see. So lst dot pop. Okay, and you can see that lst, the last we use is this one, and when I'm doing this pop, it is just removing the last value from the lst, and it removed the value 3 and it is returning that value to me, that what is the value it removed. So it removed the value of 3, and if I print this lst, you can see that 3 value is not here. Okay, another one is del. Okay, so if I want to delete some value from any index position, so I'll just write del lst, and suppose I want to delete this second value. So index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'll just type here the 7, and you can see it is not returning anything. Okay, so if I just do this lst, and you can see that it deleted the value second from the list. Okay, you can and this delete works on the index, but what if you want to directly remove the value? So you can always do that lst dot remove. Okay, and I want to remove the value 30. Okay, so, and I'm just printing this lst, so you can see that from this list it deleted the value 30. Okay, so this is, so these are basically your uh, list operations. I think we have minimum of min is also there, min of lst underscore ext. So you can see that this lst, actually the value I'm just printing here, lst ext. So you can see the 1 2 3, and the minimum value it is printing as 1. You can also do that max of any list, so max of lst ext. So you can see the maximum is 3. So there, these are the methods we have available for the list. Okay, there are a few more, but you can always refer, but these are the most important functions which you should definitely know. So now we'll discuss about the functions available in the dictionary. So I have created this dictionary. I'm just executing it, and if I'm just printing this tick. Okay, so you can see that it is printing our dictionary. Okay, so now the first function is how to see the items available in the dictionary. So that is the function like dict dot. So if you press dict dot, and you can see all the available functions for this dictionary. Okay, so you will see that dict dot items and the function symbol, and it will return us all the items like Chandan, name is Chandan, class is first, roll is 3. Okay, it is returning us everything. Now we want to see only the key values. What are the key values available here? Then dict dot keys. Okay, so now you can see it is returning a list saying that these are the key values. So key, these are the key, and these are the values. So key is name, class, roll, age, sports house, and the values are Chandan first 3. So in the similar way you can always print dict dot uh, values. So now it will give you all the values, you can see here in the form of list. Okay, now the pop method. So dict dot pop. Okay, and if I do this, okay, one argument. Okay, yeah, actually we have to tell that which value we want to remove. So I'm just removing a value called house. Okay, value, not actually the key. So I'm just giving a key value as house, and I'm saying the function to remove this house. So it's saying that it remove the house, and it returning the value of it, that this value has been removed from our dictionary. Okay, so if I print now the dictionary, you can see that last value got removed or popped. Okay, now tic dot, there is another function called pop item. Okay, so pop item will always remove the uh, last value from the dictionary. So you can see that it removed the sports and the cricket. So if I just print dic, you can see now the dic has the value till age. One we have removed by saying that remove the house, another one we have just said that remove the last element by using the function pop item, and it is removing the last item. Okay, now how to use this update one. So dict dot update. Okay, when we want to update our list, update our dictionary. So suppose this value we want to update. Okay, so give it a sign as a dictionary and the value. Okay, and you can see the tick value. So you can see that it added this value sports and the cricket at the last. Okay, so this is how we update the value. Okay, and copy function is also there, that is also valid. Dic1 is equals to doc1 is equals to dot copy. So if I print dic1, so it is the same value. So what is the advantage of this copy? This copy advantage is when you change this tick, this will not get changed after using the copy function, and same is valid for list also. Okay, and another one is I just want tick one dot clear. So suppose I just not tick one, the tick dot copy clear. Okay, and I'm just printing the tick. So you can see that it is returning me the an empty dictionary. Okay, and when I'm printing dic1, it has the value. Okay, so these are the available functions for dictionary. Let's see the functions available for tuple and set. I have created a tuple and I have created a set. So let's see the available functions for tuple. So I'm just typing tup dot and count. So count is the first function. So I just want to see that how many times the 3 is occurring in our tuple. So it is returning as 2. Okay, another one is tup dot index, and suppose I want to see the index of second. So it is saying that index of 2 is 1. Okay, and if suppose here the 2 and 3. Okay, and index of 2, it is still returning 1. So wherever you have the duplicates values, so the first occurring value will give the index of it. Okay, so this is how the tuple works. So now we'll see the functions of set. So we have already defined a set here, that is s. So if I press s dot, and when I press on tab, it is giving me the list of functions uh, available for set. So this is more or less similar to the list only which we have discussed: pop, remove. This is union, adding the 2 or 3 sets. Update, if you have any update, if you have to update any value. And these are the statistical functions like intersection, disjoint. So set, as you can see that I have given here the value 1 2 3 4 4, but when I just want to print the value, it is printing 1 2 3 4. So always remember that set will not contain any duplicate value. Okay, if I just try to update with any value 4. Okay, and I'm just printing 4, but you can see this 4 value is not added here. When I try to add something like 5, you can see that 5 got added. Okay, I want to add 3, you can see that 3 is only once. So set doesn't allow any of the duplicate value. So this is the main advantage of set. And the advantage of tuple is it is immutable. You cannot do any update, create, or delete, insert operations in the tuple. Okay, so this is the advantages of tuple and the set. One more thing I forgot to discuss about the negative indexing in the Python. So suppose I have a, um, you can see that I have a string is equals to, uh, it's a Chandan, and how it works like negative indexing. I just want to print the value in -2, so it is printing as a. So actually n stands for -1, the reverse indexing, and a stands for -2. Okay, so that's why it's returning here as a -2 negative indexes. Suppose if I have to reverse the string, I can always do this. Okay, CHANDAN colon colon -1, and how it works is a string. This is the starting position of it. So suppose I am starting from 1 to going to the last forget going to the fifth, and this is a step. If I'm mentioning 1, then you can see here, and let's start with 0. So CHAND. Okay, so this is, and the step is 1, so I can always change the step as 2. Then it is going for C, escaping this H, going to the A, escaping N, and then printing the D. Okay, and when I'm taking a step as 3, so you can see it is C and N. Okay, so better I'll print here. Just compare and can analyze this in the more visual way. Okay, true string, and then 0, 5, and step as 2. I don't know, somehow I am not able to copy string 0, 5, and step as 3, CN. Okay, so this is how it works. And in the negative indexing, if I am printing this as string colon colon, then it will just print all the values, because starting index is empty and end string is empty, so it is printing every value here. Okay, you can also give the 1 colon, because if you don't want to mention any step, then you can always go with the 1 colon. Okay, and as we have already seen, the string go to the second to fifth, 0 to fifth, as we have already seen, -1. Okay, actually we have to give here like -2 to -5. Okay, so the negative indexing you can calculate here, that negative indexing -1, -2, -3. So -2 is A, so it is starting from A, and -2, then -3, then -4. Okay, it will not consider the -5. It is -2 to -4, and step is, and we are going reverse way. So this is how the reverse indexing works in the Python.